Tonight is our banquet of discontent, and we shall gladly feast on those who would subdue us.
Once again, the adventures of Wednesday Addams have left fans scratching their heads and buzzing with speculation. The Season 2 finale dropped a bunch of huge cliffhangers that not only wrapped up some storylines, but also teased just how dark and twisted Season 3 could get. Even though we still don't know a ton about what's coming, the finale gave us plenty of seeds to dig into, and fans have already been cooking up some seriously convincing theories. And since it looks like we'll be waiting a while for the next season, probably until at least 2027, speculating is a pretty fun way to pass time. Before we dive into the theories, a quick spoiler warning: we're going to break down all the major twists from the Season 2 finale, so if you haven't watched it yet, consider yourself warned. The end of Season 2 was one of those moments where it seemed like the chaos might finally settle for the Addams family. Principal Barry Dort, the shady and conniving head of Nevermore, got exposed for his conman antics and met a rather final end. Tyler Galpin's monstrous mom, Francoise, and his uncle Isaac Knight were also dealt with in the climactic battle, giving the family a temporary sense of victory. But of course, it wouldn't be Wednesday without some lingering shadows, and the final scenes made it clear that darkness is far from gone. For starters, Enid made a huge sacrifice. She permanently transformed into a werewolf to dig Wednesday out of her grave, giving up her humanity in the process. That act alone set up a big part of Season 3 because now there's this looming question about whether she can ever become human again. Her werewolf mentor, Capri, claims that once an alpha transforms, it's impossible to revert. And if there's any romance that counts as true love for Enid, it's clearly her bond with Wednesday, which has been developing over the series. So a big storyline in the next season could revolve around Wednesday finding a way to bring Enid back, which is exciting for anyone shipping Wen Claire. Then there's Tyler, who had one of the messiest cliffhangers of all. Capri took him off to join a pack of hides, creatures who live under the control of a master. It's unclear whether Capri is genuinely trying to help him control his hide powers or if she's a manipulative figure with her own agenda. The show teased her connections. Apparently, her ex and even her father are hides, which suggests she knows the secrets of their transformations. But with that knowledge, she could either be Tyler's savior or the person leading him into an even darker path. Season 3 is definitely going to explore that tension. Of course, the biggest bombshell was the reveal about Ophelia Frump, Morticia's sister. She's alive, locked away in Hester's basement, and not exactly the sweet or harmless kind of family member. By the end of the season, Wednesday discovers a journal belonging to Ophelia, and during her first psychic vision in ages, she glimpses the back of a blonde woman's head, Ophelia herself. But the real kicker, Ophelia is scrawling "Wednesday must die" on the walls of her cell in big red letters. That raises so many questions. Why is she targeting Wednesday, and is Hester somehow complicit? Hester's motivations are tricky to read. She brought Wednesday to her home for the summer, seeming eager to reconnect, but in a distant, almost cold way. There's a chance Hester could be setting a trap, or maybe she's trying to guide Wednesday into some dangerous lesson. Either way, the dynamic between Wednesday, Ophelia, and Hester is going to be central to Season 3, and it's bound to be tense and full of moral ambiguity. Speaking of Hester and family, Season 2 also reminded us of how complex the Addams family lineage is. Wednesday's own powers have been in flux, and her journey to regain her psychic abilities is intertwined with her relationship with her mother. Morticia's secrecy and overprotectiveness have historically kept Wednesday from fully connecting with her gifts, but they've made some progress this season. Saving Pugsley together allowed them to bond more deeply, and Wednesday earned a brief vision of Ophelia. But she's far from regaining her full abilities, which means that even with her powers, the mysteries she'll face next season will be anything but straightforward. Psychic visions, as Morticia points out, can't always be taken literally, so Wednesday will still have to think critically, which should make for some clever and suspenseful storylines. Meanwhile, Nevermore's leadership is up in the air. Principal Dort was ousted and effectively killed for his unethical actions, leaving a power vacuum at the school. Larissa Weems, who returned as Wednesday's spirit guide, pointed out that the school needs a leader with moral integrity, but who that might be is still unknown. Weems herself seems unlikely to return as a living principal, so the next season may introduce a brand new character to take the helm. The school needs someone who can navigate the tricky world of outcasts versus normies and bring a fresh perspective that avoids the missteps of both Dort and Weems. Given her role in the school's gala fundraising committee and her desire to stay close to Wednesday, but it seems more likely that the show will introduce a new nuanced leader for Nevermore. Adding another layer to the mix is Tyler's evolving storyline. He's been through a lot, and his arc in Season 3 could go in multiple directions. Capri's mysterious motivations, combined with his new life among the Hydes, mean that he could either learn to master his powers or be manipulated into a darker path. His personal growth, or lack thereof, will likely tie into Wednesday's journey and the larger supernatural stakes. One of the most intriguing new additions is Lady Gaga's character, Rosalind Rotwood. Introduced in Season 2, Part 2, she's described as one of Nevermore's legendary teachers and appears to have a striking presence, dressed in all white with long white hair. She could become a major figure in Season 3, possibly rivaling Morticia herself, and it's unclear whether she'll be a friend or foe. Given the show's history of weaving new characters into its main plot seamlessly, it's safe to assume Rosalind will have significant impact whether she aids Wednesday, complicates her life, or both. Another interesting point is the role of the avian, the one-eyed crow associated with Judy Stonehurst. Even though Judy was killed, the appearance of her bird at the end suggests that someone else may be controlling it. The show has hinted that the true avian could be a big reveal in the upcoming season, and unraveling that mystery will likely tie into Nevermore's ongoing intrigue. On the romantic front, the potential between Wednesday and Enid could be a major storyline. Enid's permanent transformation into a werewolf poses challenges, but her deep bond with Wednesday might be the key to her regaining her humanity. It's a classic love conquers all setup, though the series will probably add plenty of twists and emotional hurdles along the way. Fans who ship Wen Claire have plenty to look forward to, especially as they speculate about how Wednesday's affection could influence Enid's fate. Ultimately, Season 2 left fans with more questions than answers, which is exactly what makes Wednesday so addictive. The mix of unresolved mysteries, emerging threats, and complex family dynamics ensures that the next season will be filled with suspense, intrigue, and emotional depth. Whether it's Wednesday figuring out how to help Enid, confronting Ophelia, navigating Tyler's transformation, or dealing with the consequences of her own powers, Season 3 is shaping up to be an essential continuation of the story. Fans have plenty of time to theorize, and every hint, vision, and cryptic note from Season 2 can fuel speculation for what's next. So while we wait for the official return, it's clear that Wednesday isn't slowing down. The stage is set for a season filled with peril, intrigue, and the macabre humor fans have come to love. The mysteries of the Addams family, Nevermore, and the supernatural world around them are far from over, and Season 3 is poised to dive even deeper into the darkness, delivering shock reveals, complex character arcs, and the twisted storytelling that has made the show a cultural phenomenon. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.